Welcome to Rivalry Week Takeover, brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. We are the Inside Texas YouTube channel. We want you to like, we want you to subscribe, and we want you to go to InsideTexas.com because right now, there is no better time to join. $1 for the first week, new members only. Join Inside Texas today and be a part of the best Longhorn conversation on the internet. Ian, we're going to do some stuff on this Arkansas game where Texas obviously did some great stuff on offense, maybe less great stuff on defense. But we only pulled the clips that we think are going to be applicable to this Texas A&M matchup on Friday night. It is rivalry week. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, let's start off with a bountiful goodness that we had against Arkansas. Arch Manning obviously had a career day. Texas receivers looked fantastic. Some of it was the play of the players. Some of it was the scheme. We schemed it up pretty nice against the Razorbacks. 1st and 10, 11:40 on the clock. Ball's on the Arkansas 46. We get a classic deep over route on the backside from Steve Sarkisian. This is a Sark classic. But what's interesting is he's combining this with something we've had success with, which is that Wingo screen. You're going to see Jack Endries come out late as a motion guy. He's going to go fake the block. Wingo's going to really sell that screen. I mean, I love the way he's squared up to Arch. Arch is going to sell it as well. Reset, avoid a free rusher from Cole Hudson. Our rule, Ian, has been if it's one rusher, Arch has got a chance. If it's two, he's going down. But you already see the dirty eyes from the Arkansas safety looking at the Wingo distraction. DeAndre Moore is going to break open, and if he's even, he's leaving. What do you see, Ian?
There's a couple of really impressive things here. One that I wrote about at Inside Texas recently was that they're basically using the screen game as the run game now.
Yes.
And then they use these fake screens as the new play action, which is not Sark's preference, but it's an adjustment he made in 2023 when Brooks went down. And it's an adjustment that's working really well for this team. So kudos to Sark for getting on board very late with the spread and screen strategy.
Well,
go ahead.
It's very traditional air raidy.
Yes.
Air raid 2.0, right?
Yeah.
I just think that it's a nice wrinkle, and it's probably something we should have gone to a little earlier. You pointed out he's a little late to that party, but he arrived. When we look at the backside, I want to give you – I don't think people realize how pressured Arch was. Not only did he have to reset off that screen, faking the screen Wingo, he has to do another reset because Cole Hudson is going to lose. But Arch is going to shrug that guy off, keep his eyes downfield. This is NFL stuff. And, I mean, this is what NFL fans, NFL GMs really covet. The fans like it as well. But you'll see Cole Hudson gets beat. Arch is going to step up cleanly in the pocket, shrug off a defensive lineman, and throw a strike.
Right here, when you pointed it out right here, he's just seen more. And he's seen where the safety is. And so right now he already knows what to do. But it's just a matter of finding the space to get the throw off. And then he's able to navigate the pocket. He only has to step up because he already knows where to go. And then he hits that with talk about off platform. That's not like your ideal platform to throw from there, but throws a very good ball to lead Moore up past the safety. Not only is he able to reset and throw off platform quickly to take advantage of the opportunity, but he's able to give the ball enough lift and enough zip to get it downfield to where the safety can't recover and make a play on it.
Yeah, I love this throw. I mean, that's not an easy angle to hit Moore.
No.
And the constant resetting in the pocket and he really shrugged off that defensive lineman. I mean, that guy had his leg. Arch is a big, strong guy. And as Ian and I have said, if there's one free guy, we got a shot. And remember that for the Aggies. Everything that we are going to show you has some applicability to the game that we have against Texas A&M. There's a reason we pulled these.
All right, Paul, this next example, this one also very applicable for this upcoming game. In the third quarter with 12:44 on the clock against Arkansas, 2nd and 3 or 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. And they're just going to run like a quarterback trap play. And Manning is going to demonstrate better vision, better agility, and better after contact running than the running backs on the roster, I would say.
Yeah, we blocked it up pretty well. One thing I think to emphasize is this is a spread set. So we fully committed to running the spread in the red zone against Arkansas. We didn't try to go goal line. It looks like goal line here, but what are those three guys up at the very top of the screen?
Those are all receivers. That's Moore, Mosley, and Wingo, right?
Yep, all trips, bunch formation. We've got a tight end down. So this is 11 personnel on the 3-yard line. And I like this because, hey, I know folks are like, hey, we need to be able to pound it in. We can't. So let's be who we are. Let's be who we are. Let's turn Arch Manning into a +1 runner where it counts. And this is where you and I like running Arch Manning. And Arch is going to show real ability. I like the pull here from DJ Campbell. A good kick out. The offensive line is sufficient. They stick with their blocks at least. They're a little bit sticky. And then Arch does a good job of just navigating all this. Nice kick out by DJ Campbell.
They were able to get injuries working in a combo before advancing, so there's not too much on his plate. They handle the edge with Campbell kicking out. Just Evan, he's the best guy for that, right? If you need to drive an edge out of the box, Campbell is one of the only chances you have of doing it. But then even with those favorable angles, Arch still makes there's 1, 2, 3 cuts to get to the end zone. 1, 2, 3-ish to dive forward.
He did a little Manu Ginobili Euro step there.
Yeah, that was exactly.
Hey, one thing that's kind of funny to notice right before the snap, this is talking about just kind of selling and subterfuge. I want you to watch DeAndre Moore tap his thigh. If you can go back slightly, Connor. Oh, I guess maybe that's where we're starting. Okay. Here we go. You're going to notice him tap his thigh as if he's signaling. Oh, darn it. We missed it. It didn't catch it on the cut. But right before this, DeAndre Moore taps his inside thigh and looks back at Arch as if to say, hey, I'm going to run a fade, or I'm going to run an RPO inside, or whatever. The whole idea is it's just sort of a part of the subterfuge. It's freezing that backside Arkansas linebacker. It's making those Arkansas guys guess a little bit on that second level. And then Arch really does the rest. The offensive line is competent here, I guess would be the best description. And that's all we need when we have a little bit of creativity in the red zone. I love it, and let's do more of it. All right, a little more distraction action, Ian. We are going to look at third quarter, 1st and 10, 8:32 on the clock. The ball's on the Arkansas 27. We're going to run a fake screen to Wingo, but also threaten with Ryan Niblett as we bring Wisner in to demonstrate what coverage they're in. We're in double backs, but we're going to have Niblett go out wide. Then you're also going to have Wingo fake the screen as well. So lots of distractions for dirty eyes. And these Arkansas DBs, they were slow, they lacked quickness, and they had very dirty eyes. And you're going to see them overreact to both Niblett and Wingo. What Wingo is going to do is actually carry that route up the sideline. It's a wheel route, right? We think of wheel routes as belonging to running backs out of the backfield, but you can also do it with an inside receiver. And we do this very effectively. Look at Wingo sell the stock block here, Ian.
That's everything.
Everything. And then you're going to see Arch put it into a beautiful window. Once again, Arch is going to have to reset. He's really selling this. He's not just doing a cursory motion of his upper body. He's moving his legs, which is what really makes those linebackers and safety bite. And then Arch is going to reset. This time he doesn't get pressure. And then he's going to throw a nice little ball in the window. If he tried to throw a touchdown here, it's going to be a breakup or maybe an interception. But he fits it right in this window for 18 yards right into the goal line. Look at that throw. Look at the lead on that.
That's the only window he can throw it.
Yeah.
Because the safety is not even really fooled. The safety is on the hash and he's breaking on it as soon as he sees what's up, which is, I believe this is how A&M will play this stuff as well. Because they will sit the strong side safety on that and try to play it. And Arch is going to have to hit windows like this. He's got the late check down to Wisner with a lead block from Niblett if this isn't open. But the fact that he's able to just hit that narrow moment in time where this pass is possible is very encouraging. Like you could look at this and you could say, hey, these are shot plays with just one read. But there's still usually a level of skill and savvy required to execute them at this level.
Yeah, I mean, to your earlier observation, we're just seeing more examples of air raidy type things with this offense. These sort of conflict combos, these combinations of, oh, you're going to overplay our screen. Here's what we're going to do now. We're going to have the guy run out and fake the block. I think it's a retooling of the offense to what we actually are. And I think it's very effective. I think it should give us some hope against A&M because I think you're exactly right. This is how A&M will try to play this. Hey, when it's a rivalry week, you need friends in your corner for the big fight. This guy is the friend in your corner that you need for the big real estate fight of the most important financial decision you'll make in your life, buying a house. Get Gabe Winslow in your corner. You can reach him at 832-557-1095. That's 832-557-1095. Gabe is phenomenal at what he does. Go read his Google reviews, well over 200 5-star reviews with paragraph after paragraph about how Gabe solved a mortgage issue or just delivered phenomenal service. This is the guy you don't have to track down and what's going on with this. This is the guy who's reaching out to you proactively, and he's taking your loan and bidding it against 60 different lenders. This is not Big Bank USA. This is an elite broker. This is a guy who's got a law degree from a top 20 law school. This is a UT grad and former National Merit Scholar. He's operating at a different level. Play chess. Stop playing checkers. Call Gabe, 832-557-1095.
Now we get to talk about the Texas defense, Paul, but we will not be putting up brick walls today. Hopefully after Friday when we wrap up on that game. But this is going to be a 1st and 10 run in the 14:25 left in the second quarter on the Texas 22. People may already know what's coming from how this is unfolding. This is the play where Arkansas's running back Mike Washington got loose on the perimeter, trucked poor Michael Taaffe en route to the first touchdown of the day for Arkansas that made it like, oh shoot, is this actually going to be a game? And Paul, there's a lot that goes wrong here for Texas. I kind of think Taaffe is getting a little bit of a bad rap on this. This is kind of like when the guy goes up at the last minute to try to block a dunk and just gets posterized. But really, it was like, hey, at least he was willing to try to defend the rim after two other guys botched their assignments, right?
Yeah, and we're going to show you this is a soft edge by Texas. Arkansas just bullies Texas here on the edge. One thing that I loved about Mike Washington, who played at Buffalo and New Mexico State, G5 running backs are valuable, and cheap, by the way. Just wanted to add that. Mike Washington's about 230, 235. I wanted you to notice how he presses inside to get outside. If you're a young running back, you see Washington, his angle isn't I'm running a sweep. His angle is I'm running inside. And now that I see that the edge is soft and Ethan Burke is going to end up getting reached and pancaked here, Leonga Lafau is also not going to play across this guy's face. Washington is then, after pressing it, he's going to bounce it out. And that's how you run outside effectively against a defense. Taaffe is on a one-on-one collision course here, but that guy, number 4, weighs 230 plus pounds. And Michael Taaffe weighs 189 pounds. And we're going to see some physics in action here, Ian. And there's the physics. So Washington does a good job of keeping his legs driving. I think pretty good blocks downfield by the Arkansas wide receivers as well. But this is something that Texas cannot afford to do against Texas A&M on Friday night.
No, obviously not. There's also you can count up so many guys that get physically abused on this play. Cade Phillips is getting taken on a ride outside. We know he's a skinny freshman. That's a tough spot, but it is what it is. He's getting driven. Burke, not held, contrary to popular belief on Twitter. Burke just gets reached and pancaked. Cole Brevard at nose tackle, uncharacteristically reached by the center. When the center gets across your face, everyone behind you is in big trouble. Because now that Arkansas is gaining a guy, they get their guard to Lafau. You want to see better effort from Lafau. You want to see Lafau get across, but you also want your nose to cover him up in the first place so that this isn't as dire a situation as he was facing.
Yeah, you'll see a Arkansas hold on the backside right behind to the right of 76. I'm not sure who that Texas player is being held. That's going to happen in football. I mean, it's just part of the deal. If you lose badly on the front side of a run, this is what happens. So you're going to see that 83. That's Jaden Platt, the tight end. He's going to try to reach our backside end, and he's going to hold. But that happens a lot, on these sort of concepts. And the ref's already turned. He's not going to see it. But when you lose really badly on the front side and you have a soft edge, this is what can result. And Michael Taft gets to bear the full brunt of it. Obviously, we need Taft to bring this guy down. But, we lost this play early.
I don't even know what he's supposed to do. He went low. It's not like he went high, and like, why did you do that, Taft? That was dumb. You should have let discretion be the better part of valor. He tries to go low. He tries to go through the hip, and he just completely bounces off this guy.
Yeah, it's short of trying to tie the guy's shoelaces together quickly. It wasn't going to work, as you can see there. And hey, if you've ever played football, this happens to you. There's an element of physics to this. It's not just want to. All right, Ian, I want to show you a bust which has been plaguing us, and it's from the same thing. It's people changing their alignments and making us change our assignments before the snap, and guys are busting, including veterans. So it's 1st and 10, 11:29 on the clock. Balls on the Arkansas 25. This is the first quarter. We're going to have a 30-yard explosive to Jaden Platt. The Arkansas tight ends had 10 catches combined for 148 yards against us, a season high for Arkansas. And this is a very simple concept here from Arkansas. They're going to have a little pre-snap motion. They're going to line up in a heavy set. You see all the guys with their hands down, including the tight end. That tight end is actually going to swing outside the hash. He's going to bend it out to create more space to match the roll from Taylen Green. So watch Taylen Green roll to his right, to our defense's left. And you'll notice Muhammad and Taft are trying to communicate here, not effectively. So as Green is starting to roll, you're going to see Platt come off the line. He's down at the bottom of that line, and he's going to bend out a little bit just to make it an easier throw for Mr. Green. So Green doesn't have to throw across his body in the middle hash. That would have worked as well right there. But hey, bend this out and let's take the easier throw. That's an easy single read. Ian, as you like to call him, Marcel one read. If we allow this kind of read to Marcel Reed, he's going to throw for 350 because instead of Platt, this could potentially be the way A&M schemes it up, Craver or Concepcion. And those guys run a 4.3 and this guy runs a 4.7.
Paul, this is the exact same freaking thing as that bust to London Humphreys the last week. You switch number 1 and number 2. Nobody takes the new number 1. This time it's Taff and Muhammad instead of Taff and Gilbo. That should be Gilbo that should be Muhammad that picks this up on normal rules. It feels, watching Texas the last few weeks, it feels like they've been changing their rules during the season for some reason, maybe to try to be less predictable or less vulnerable. But what you're seeing is repeatedly guys not covering anybody.
I mean, I love that Connor stopped it right here. I mean, the play's this is fait accompli.
You're already done. Yeah.
This is done.
One more thing, and this was true against Humphreys as well. If you're McDonald and you're the single post safety, you need to read the release to either side of the line. And once again, he's not even looking at this side.
So again,
he's way shaded over.
That's the crazy thing, Ian. So when I watch most defensive football, I can watch a couple of clips and go, oh, they're in cover 3, this blah, 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 blah. I don't know our rules anymore because these are bad busts. But I love that you mentioned this. That tight end becomes the inside receiver. Like you treat him just like a slot, right? Why is Jelani McDonald not looking at those 2 inside releases?
Especially when the first one is like clearly under.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't even glance. And by the time he glances over, he's like, oh no, this is going very badly for us.
And we had a video, a week ago that we said the Texas pass defense is broken. And people thought, well, that's hyperbole. No, the Texas pass defense is broken schematically. And people kept saying, well, when we get Taft back, when we get McDonald back, we get our veterans back, it's young guys not knowing what to do. It's the Texas pass defense not knowing what to do. And this is something they have got to correct against Texas A&M, because if you give Marcel Reed his first read, he's a very effective quarterback, and they have upgraded personnel at the skill level compared to Arkansas. So we've got to clean this up. The good news, Ian, is you can clean this up. This isn't getting physically beaten. This is a mental error.
They could dumb it down. They could simplify it on a short week. Hopefully they will, because you almost have to at this point. There's no reason that this should be happening still. And there's no reason we should see it again.
But we're going to see it again.
We'll see. All right, Paul, we have another busted coverage. This time, not from the secondary, because it's not the secondary that's broken, Paul. It's the pass defense that's broken. So it's 10:38 in the second quarter. We have 2nd and 10 on the Texas 42. And Arkansas is going to slip a tight end down the field after he initially blocks. And then he's going to run completely wide open. Where, Paul? Where is he going to be wide open?
Between the numbers, between the hash.
In the middle of the field. The easiest place to throw to. As we were just talking through, there's so much here to describe in explaining what went wrong on this play. I want to start, we didn't mention this, but Texas is in a 4 deep across, like a quarters blitz. Texas doesn't really need to be messing around with quarters blitzes, Paul. They don't play that coverage very often. They don't seem very comfortable in these assignments. They need to be paring things down. And they don't pare things down here. And a terrible, terrible thing happens as a result. Why don't you talk us through what happens down at the line of scrimmage level that goes so awry on this play?
We actually have a blitz on. And instead of blitzing, instead of attacking the offensive line, you're going to see all the defensive linemen basically stand and watch, because they've been told to contain Taylen Green. If you got a blitz on, blitz. And the best way to contain a dual threat quarterback like Taylen Green is pressure to contain. I gave you the pressure numbers on Taylen Green before this game. He's over 10 yards an attempt with no pressure. He's at 4.4 yards per attempt with pressure. It's the difference between a Heisman Trophy level quarterback and a guy who couldn't be your 4th team quarterback. So you're allowed to pressure someone even though they can run fast. And particularly when you bring a bunch of numbers, you should get natural containment if you just stay in your lanes. Instead, our guys kind of stand and watch, which is something that we do, these sort of blitz to stand and watch thing. I don't really understand it. Matched with the quarters doesn't make sense either, right? Those are sort of contradictory. And then I really got to praise Arkansas, the player Rohan Jones, the guy that we had pointed out in our preview. He does a good job of selling the block and then releasing late. But again, this is a 23-yard gain, a very easy throw. What are we doing here with our coverages? Why are we double teaming 2 guys and leaving the middle of the field wide open?
I feel confident in saying that you should have 3 underneath, and they do. They have Simmons to the bottom, they have Moore up top in the middle, and then they have, I believe, Ty Anthony Smith. Yes, is that 3rd guy. So those outside guys are wall up the seams and then go to the flat. The middle guy has to be looking for the number 3 receiver. Trey Moore kind of loses his mind. It seems like he thinks he's the flat, or maybe he sees this guy releasing and is like, oh no, Simmons forgot to drop. I got to go pick this guy up. We don't know exactly what he's thinking, but he's thinking the wrong thing, because number 3 comes late across the middle and is wide open. So it's just, you have guys that are either dropping kind of mindlessly to spots or are trying desperately to cover something up. And you don't have confidence and you don't have trust and communication across the defense and who's got who.
Yeah, and an every man litmus test. If I could reasonably make this throw, it's a bad defense. So,
Yeah.
by definition, we've got to find a way to pack the middle of the field and make people throw big boy routes. Hitting a 17-yard out is not the same thing as hitting this.
I theorized all offseason that Texas might be able to do some nasty stuff this year with zone blitzes, dropping guys in and out, and that's not materialized at all. Those are complicated to learn because you have to teach different people different zones of responsibility and like when you're doing what, and they failed to do that. It's not working.
All right, y'all. Hope you guys found this All-22 film study edifying and enlightening. Ian, some great insights from you. And I think some things that we can work with on offense, some change of direction that's been very positive, some stuff that can be cleaned up on the defense. That is the good news. These are mental errors. These are assignment errors, and these things can be addressed. Ian, any final thoughts before we say goodbye to the good people?
Who would have thought that Texas would be carried by its offense and sabotaged by its defense late in the year based on what we saw early on?
Well, if we can get both of them playing well together, the Aggies are in for a whooping. And
Profit.
Actually, profit. Great success. We want to thank you for joining us on this Rivalry Week Takeover, brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Make sure you like and subscribe this channel, and let us know how you feel in the comments.